Hi, welcome to my show, Economic Justice Networks, or Networking. We can create a human awakening chain reaction for this purpose right here. And what does it say? Demand U.S. senators mandate the top 10% weatherize their homes. Those are the people, either the highest income earning people, is one way, households. See, right now the rich don't care if heat leaks out and heat leaks in. They can afford to pay and not weatherize their homes. But we can require the U.S. senators to mandate it. And this is how it could be done. We can network. Now, to tell the U.S. senators, we will only vote for candidates who pledge to work to pass a bill that mandates that the top 10% in income weatherize their own homes to EPA Standards. EPA meaning the Environmental Protection Agency. And so what I designed to help us is a letter. Here is a letter that you can phone, a leaflet that you can phone to all your contacts. It reads, "Hi," on top, "I'm doing an innovative experiment." See, I could call you and say that. Now, an innovative experiment now that requires 5 minutes. Have you the time now? It requires you to write about 1 minute now and then 1 minute later to complete the writing. Please let me know when you are ready for pen or pencil and paper to write with. This experiment can replace U.S. senators who won't pledge to work to mandate that the richest 10% of U.S. households weatherize their own homes. If each person phones this writing to 10 contacts in an hour who do likewise, the next hour, then over 100 million Americans will be mobilized to create the solar age in just 8 hours. Imagine. Now if you want this letter, and you can do it by email. You can take this letter. It's exactly 100 words. I got a word here. Imagine. Imagine the possibilities. So here's my email, which you can. I'm going to put this up on the. I have YouTube, Facebook. I'm going to put this up there. See, DKC, and I made a new site. Just you automatically receive this letter I just read to you. You write dkc3@gmail.com and you get the email back automatically. And if you want more details, then you can write DKC without the 3 and you get a more comprehensive, where I talk not only about weatherizing houses but about solar energy for the houses and renewable energy investments and a carbon tax. And with a carbon tax we can get this year a $150 billion carbon tax. Every American can get deposited in their bank or on a debit card $500. See, if we were united we can do that. Now we can influence the election in 1 day. Just by, all we got to do is work 1 hour to convince 10 people. And if you only convince 3 people of the 10, that can still create a human awakening chain reaction. And when we reach over 100 million people in just 17 hours, that's by 3. 3 to the 17 is somewhere over, I don't have the figure in my head. I could put it on, maybe I'll put it on your way. You can copy this. Not this. You can copy. Oh, maybe I'll put my email up, John's email first. You can go, you can email my videos. I'm going to put that letter up on Facebook, DK Seed, or YouTube, DK1 Seed. So you can email it. So while I get my calculator, okay, so you can copy this by hand. It takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes to write, and you can start right now, today, calling your contacts to say what? To say, basically, the summary of this letter is, networks require the rich to weatherize their houses. That's the summary of that letter. As I read before, oh, so we can create a 100-citizen network that can replace that. Even a 139 human awakening chain reaction can replace that. We can replace lawmakers who won't require the rich to weatherize their homes. It seems so reasonable. Lawmakers are in the pockets of the rich, many of them, especially the Republicans. Without 60 senators, U.S. senators, nothing is going to happen to make a better world. Unite to require the rich to weatherize their homes and to invest in solar energy independence. We can have that. So we copy this, or you can write my email address down, dk3c@gmail.com. Get an email back automatically. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to press these buttons. Okay, so I don't know where I am in this show. It's amazing. That's okay. I'll keep winging it until the tape runs out, maybe. That's life. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get my calculator to see what, by threes, if you can get 3 people and they can get 3, each get 3, that's 9, and those 9 each get 3, that's 27. So even by 3 we can have a human chain reaction in 17 hours. I'll tell you how much people in the 17th hour, like, with a calculator. I'll get my calculator. Meanwhile, you can copy this. Okay, this is my first show on this subject. How can we influence the election, the November 2nd election? And if we don't influence the November 2nd election with this idea, I'll play this again to influence, to threaten the senators for the next election, which will be in 2012. Doesn't matter. This threat can influence the current election coming up, or any election coming up, anytime. It's a simple idea, just by phone. So here I got this calculator. I'm gonna I have to open up the calculator, and if I put in 3 to the power of 17, or exponent of 17, and I get 129 million people on the 17th cycle, or 17th hour. You know, if each person got 3 people in an hour to do this idea of demanding Yeah, I'm going to put it back up again. This is the key idea for this show. To demand from senators. Okay. I'll get organized for the next show better. That's okay. I'm not perfect. Okay. So the point is just to copy this thing. I'll put it up again. This whole show, either you copy it or don't copy it. You're not going to copy it, and so you just copy this. You see, the key idea, this experiment can replace U.S. senators who won't pledge to work to mandate that the richest 10% of U.S. households weatherize their homes. So I'm going to leave that up most of the time so you can copy it, be aware of it, or you're going to just to make a phone call, a simple phone call. Call and say, "Hi, I'm doing an innovative experiment. Now, that requires 5 minutes. Have you the time now?" Okay, if they say yes, why shouldn't your friends, your relatives, all the contacts you know who like you, why wouldn't they say yes to you? You need only 3 people. Then it would take 17 hours. If those 3 got 3 each, that's 9. And those 9 each got 3, that would be 27. Then 81. And eventually in 17 hours, if each person got 3 people in an hour, in 17, and the next 3 people, each 3 people get in the next hour 3. That would be 129 million in 17 hours. But if you got 10 in an hour, and those 10 got 10 the next hour, that would be 100. And those 100 got 10 the next hour. In 5 minutes, how many? If you get a person in 5 minutes, then in 50 minutes you can get 10 people. And then in 8 hours you'd have 100 million people. 1, 10, 100, 1,000, then 1, 10, 100,000, and 1, 10, 100 million. That's 8 time cycles, 8 hours. But that's if you do it theoretically, perfectly. The first hour you get 10, and those 10 get, in the second hour, each get 10, that's 100. But they can start right away, so they can be quicker than 8 hours to reach 100 million Americans who demand what? Demand. Let's see what the demand is. Here, simple demand. Imagine us all demanding the U.S. senators mandate the top 10% to weatherize their homes. As if the government hasn't got the power to do it. You don't take a penny away from the rich. See, right now, the rich don't care if heat leaks out and heat leaks in. They can afford to pay for wasting heat. And that's the foundation for the solar age, to be efficient. There's only 1 million houses that are up to EPA standards. So here's another version of that. Network. Unite to tell U.S. senators we will only vote for candidates who pledge to work to pass a bill that mandates the top 10% in income weatherize their homes to EPA star standards. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. So, you out there, students, you could be like Dennis Hayes, who in 1970, April 22nd, created Earth Day, 1/20